Okay. Good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
I'm feeling energized today. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. Got lots of plans, lots of things I want to do, a nice list to check off and feel accomplished. What about you?
Really, really great. And how was yesterday for you? Did you were you aware of what goes around comes around more than usual?
Yeah, I was minding my words, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's good. That's This book is so good because it makes you think, right? It makes you think about your behavior. Now that, like we said, the first 30 days you're going to become aware of all these things, and then you're going to know yourself better, and then you'll start making
Yeah.
changes. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like it. And I like that, day two is still there.
Yeah.
Like all those days are still there. So it's
Yeah.
really, really great. So what's today? Let me see. Initiative. Oh.
Initiative. That's good.
Hmm. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
All right. Well, let me pull up
Let's
that book.
Yes, let's get to it. I'm gonna
Okay.
have a drink while you do that. So
Sure,
my
of course. All right.
okay.
Day 14, initiative. We all know that initiative and persistence are essential ingredients of success. It's an easy concept to understand, but one that can be very difficult to put into practice when no one believes in it but you. Tom Lehman is very hot on the professional golf circuit these days, but for years he fought self doubt and depression and barely eked out a living. For 8 years, five of them in a row, he couldn't qualify for the PGA Tour, and it was just 6 years ago that he was ready to quit golf altogether. He was so discouraged that he applied for a job as a golf coach at his alma mater, the University of Minnesota, at a salary of $29,000 a year. But he still struggled on the professional golf circuit.
Sorry, my mouth dropped.
Ah,
Um, my picture is in the corner of the book again.
oh,
And
oops, there.
okay, all right. He told golf writer Jeff Rude in an article in Northwest Airlines World Traveler magazine that he couldn't remember ever having more than four or $5,000 in the bank. Then something happened. It didn't come in a blinding flash of light with a message written in the clouds. It was just, I don't know, much more mundane. Late in 1990, with very little money in the bank, as he struggled to make the cut in the PGA Tour qualifying tournament finals, his caddy said something that changed his life. He said, "Why don't you just play like a champion?" Lehman made the cut. By 1992, his earning on the PGA Tour was well into six figures. And in 1994, he passed the 1 million mark. He came closer to winning the Masters tournament in 1994, and Rude reports that Liebman now believes he has the potential to be the best. It's gotten to the point now, Lehman said in World Traveler, that if I play well, I've got a chance to win any tournament. Success in any field usually comes at a very high cost. If you study the lives of great achievers, you will often discover that they, like Tom Lehman, tried and failed many times before making it big. They worked long after the others had given up and gone home, preparing them, preparing themselves so that they would be ready when their time came. That's the power of persistence.
The engine that drives success is personal discipline. It is the willpower, the determination, the strength of character that compels you to stay with the job until it is finished. Most important, it is the personality trait that sustains you when you take charge of your life. If you are a disciplined person, you know you can react positively to the most negative situation. You can handle whatever comes your way. There is no easy way to develop personal discipline. It's the result of forcing yourself to do the right thing, to take the initiative to accomplish something when you'd much rather be doing something else. Personal discipline is developed one act and one day at a time until it becomes a habit to listen to your inner voice when it tells you to get going and take a positive action instead of procrastinating and putting off until tomorrow what you should be doing today. Developing personal discipline is made more difficult because discipline does not usually provide instant gratification. In fact, the first feedback you receive may be negative as others try to persuade you to forget about your work and do something that is more fun. Nevertheless, if you stick with it, the rewards of personal discipline do eventually come.
Those who can discipline themselves to perform difficult tasks to what needs to be done, regardless of what others may say, are the people who earn the respect and big promotions. They become the leaders. Making the decision to change your life is the easy part. Getting the job done is a lengthy, lonely, tedious process that requires a commitment that will sustain you no matter how tough things get or how much you are tempted. The habits you're trying to change have been developed gradually over a long period of time, and they will be eliminated the same way. In fact, most of us don't recognize our habits as much until they are so firmly ingrained that they are extremely difficult to break. Self-help groups recognize how difficult it is to make a major change in your lifestyle, and they use a variety of techniques: peer pressure, reinforcement, group discussion to aid the process. Nevertheless, in the end, it is always an individual matter. We must break habits the same way we form them. One drink, one cigarette, oh, I like this one, or one Twizzler at a time. To think that we must immediately stop drinking, smoking, overeating, or indulging in any unhealthy or destructive habit is overwhelming at first. Instead, we vow that we won't drink the next cocktail, smoke the next cigarette, or eat the next candy bar. We know that we can avoid one destructive behavior. Beyond that, we're not sure. Like any goal in life, changing your behavior is something you have to work at slowly, one step at a time. But if you're dedicated to your goal, you can achieve it. That is so true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tell me
So,
some positive steps, please.
positive action steps. Always do more than you're paid to do. Again, that's going the extra mile. Break old habits by replacing them with new good habits and build good habits one day at a time. Well, this reminds me of what we do at Napoleon Hill Institute. We have something called self-discipline camp, and it's at 5:30 in the morning, so you have to get up early to be on this live call. And it's changing your habits, right? In the
Yes.
beginning, we called it a disruptor phase because it's disrupting your life. And you get
I'm
up.
going to interrupt you and disrupt you right now
Yes,
and
go
ask
right
you to
ahead.
stop sharing your screen so I can see your gorgeous face
Ooh,
while you're
okay.
talking.
Thank you.
But your camera up. Yes.
There.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you've done the self-discipline camp as well. So yeah, in fact, me and you do one of our own. We've
Yes,
paired
and
up.
it takes something, and it made me reading this reminded me of when I was in grad school, and I was the only one in school. Everybody else was either, had some job or they were not working. And I remember I was studying the brain and all the different parts, and we were going to have a test on Monday. And this was over the weekend. And they were all going to the beach. And they wanted me to go to the beach. And I said, no, I have to stay home and study the brain. And they all laughed at me and made fun of me. And I said, no, I'm not going. And I got a good grade.
There you
And
go.
it does make a difference. And I'm the one with the degree. None of them have it
Yeah,
because they were more interested in drinking and going to the beach and having fun.
exactly. Perfect
So,
example.
mm.
Yep.
And I like the discipline camp too. I have to confess that sometimes it really, I feel like I have to
Yeah.
drag myself out of bed to go. However, I do go and it is
Hmm.
worth it.
Yeah. Well, they say once you do it for 30 days in a row, then it's not a problem anymore because then it's a habit. But
Yes,
getting through those is like dragging yourself by the hair.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful day
You as well.
and
See you
good
tomorrow.
initiative.
Yes.
Bye.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.